Hey, I'm Sean Coffey with Easton Cycling, and I want to talk to you about the 2010 EC90TT time trial wheel. This is a wheel we developed from the ground up, brand new for 2010. We're very excited about it. This is a wheel that the Pro Tour teams asked us to develop. It's got several unique features to it. First off is the R4 TT SL hub. You'll notice it's very narrow at the flanges. It's actually a 50mm flange spacing, which is the same as your rear wheel. So in the wind, your spokes are much more tucked in. You got a much narrower shadow of spokes flashing around in the wind, so that cuts your frontal area by 50% right there. The wheel's still plenty stiff laterally because since the spokes are attaching so far down on a 90mm wheel, the bracing angle of the spokes is still good for lateral stiffness. So this wheel still feels good when you're out of the saddle sprinting. The wheel's also a full 90mm deep, but it's a very unique rim shape. Some wheels are very kind of bulged out, and the way that they make themselves fast in the wind tunnel is by creating an envelope of wind around the wheel. We went the other direction, which is to make the wheel very narrow, very sharp. This edge right here is one of the sharpest you're going to find on any 90mm wheel. It's actually a very big manufacturing trick to pull off. We ended up forming a unique piece called variable nipple bed, which allowed this to happen. Normally, you have to attach the spoke nipple either deeper in the rim and use more material, which creates a heavier wheel, or you have to make this area much thicker and much fatter, which makes a slower wheel. With variable nipple bed, we can focus material here and taper it down in here, so you end up with a very sharp shape, but you cut down a lot of excess material. So at the end result, this wheel is 30 grams lighter than a Zip 808, and at multiple yaw angles, you can see here, it's faster at multiple yaw angles than the Zip 808, and at some yaw angles it actually rivals the Zip 1080, which is a much deeper wheel. The MSRP on this wheel is $1,900 a set. They come with Swiss stop pads and ceramic bearings. And like all Easton wheels, they're hand built, there's no weight limit. Another wheel we have that's new for 2010 is the EC90 SL Carbon Clincher. We've been asked for a number of years to make a carbon clincher. We didn't really feel like the ones currently out there were really wheels that we'd want to put an Easton name on, so we developed a new rim from the ground up that met our standards. A lot of carbon clinchers out there don't manage heat very well, so when the rim gets hot, the brake tracks can actually open up due to tire pressure. That can cause tires to blow out, it causes the brakes to pulse, a lot of bad things. So this wheel, from the ground up, this rim was developed with thermal management as one of the top priorities. We developed a new type of carbon with a very high TG rating with some of our partners. So we end up with a carbon that's very thermally compliant. And we end up with a resin system that's also very thermally tolerant, a wheel that manages heat very, very well. We have a brake track test that we've run competitive wheels through, and so far no other wheel has survived the test without some sort of failure. This wheel has. We've also developed a unique coating called Thermatech on the brake track. This further helps manage heat, and it also has a great side effect of allowing the wheel to brake like an aluminum wheel, so you get a nice smooth modulation as opposed to that grabby feel. This wheel MSRP is for $1,800. Again, there's no weight limit, ceramic bearings, and again, this wheel comes with Swiss stop pads. You can check out the details of this wheel and all the new Easton wheels at eastonbike.com.